All right, gentlemen, week 4 of the NFL. Kind of learning a lot more about these teams, but there's still some questions I have for a lot of them. So I picked out some of these intriguing matchups to me and what I need to see from some of these teams to just have a better idea of where we're at in the state of things in the NFL right now.
Okay, just first of all, clear it out, Charlie, for God's sakes. Clear it out.
Better.
Oh, my God. This is the morning show, for God's sakes.
That's it. You never hear me do that.
This has got Jack Daniels on it. All right, go ahead. There you go.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime guy.
There you go. Michigan J. Frog, that is Charlie Bevins.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
All right, Steelers versus Colts. I need to see some more explosiveness from the Steelers offense. Justin Fields so far has been a bet worth making, but the offense still only has 3 touchdowns. Fields is near the bottom of the NFL in average intended air yards, and they're 27th in yards per play. We saw Caleb come to life against Indy last week. I think this is a great opportunity for the Steelers to sort of assert themselves a little bit more offensively. I still just want to see a little bit more firepower before I get really excited about Justin Fields in Pittsburgh.
I think that's fair. This matchup is going to be very interesting. You saw how the Bears did not attack the run enough against the Colts front. Let's see how the Steelers do it, because all they are is meat and potatoes.
That's it.
That's all they are. Tight end. You know, you got some throws down the field, but ultimately they try to run you off the line of scrimmage, and rightfully so, try to blow you up. So I'm looking forward to that matchup to see how Justin and the offense works against the Colts in Indianapolis.
Coach Tomlin trying to get to 4-0. Pretty good.
Doable.
And they've only scored 3 offensive touchdowns the whole season.
Right. Yes. But who's surprised at that? I'm not.
That's probably how he wants to win.
Probably.
Because he's only been sacked, what did I tell you the other day? 6 times, Cap?
Yeah.
He was sacked 6 times. So he's getting the ball out. He's running around the field, and he's got his share of touchdowns. He's not going to light the world on fire, but with the Steelers, didn't have to.
Correct.
Didn't have to.
Correct.
Just take care of the football. That's all. Just take care of the ball. All right. I look forward to that matchup as well, Charlie. All right, what else is on your mind?
All right, another noon matchup. It's the Jaguars going to Houston, take on the Texans. What I need to see from the Jacksonville Jaguars is GM Trent Baalke left in Houston. That's what I need to see.
Really?
We just saw an absolute disaster on Monday night. What's this guy's career-defining achievement? Hiring Jim Harbaugh in San Francisco. He fired him in an ego war, hired Jim Tom Sula, fired that guy after a year so that he could hire Chip Kelly, and then they both got fired a year later, and then he goes to Jacksonville and he hires Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Out of that whole thing, he comes out without a scratch. You look at his draft history, he took Trayvon Walker #1 overall. He hasn't been that guy. Devin Lloyd that same year, he's been disappointing. Trevor Lawrence's development has been largely in his hands. It's been a failure. Like, you were gifted this quote-unquote generational quarterback, and Lawrence certainly has some responsibility on his end, but he has not done, like, I don't know what they've gotten better at since that playoff win they had against the Chargers. Mm-hmm. Anton Harrison was a nice pick. Brian Thomas looks great, but the bad outweighs the good with this guy, and we just saw them get smoked on Monday night by an organization that actually seems to know what it's doing in Buffalo. What are we doing here with this guy? Like, he's never, I just don't get it.
Look, that team is a train wreck. A train wreck. And you're right, Brian Thomas Jr. looks like he's going to be a good player. Like, a whole bunch of stuff that they have got to clean up in Jacksonville. And I would think Shad Khan and Tony, is that his brother?
That's his son.
Yeah. Shad and Tony Khan are going to get to the point where, okay, we wrote the check to the quarterback. You wanted us to buy out Urban because it was a bad hire. You want us to do this. You want us to. I'm getting new leadership. Period. Period.
I'm not sure they fired Doug Peterson, even though you may think that he should be.
Who do they have this week?
They have Houston.
Okay, they lose that game. They're 0-4. Season's over.
That's true. Let's just let it play out. It sucks because it's at Houston. That's tough.
They're in trouble.
That's tough,
That
man.
would mean they made the playoffs one time in Trevor Lawrence's 4-year rookie contract. The entire point of a rookie contract is that's when you strike, and you've made the playoffs once.
Yeah, I think it's a good thought that you have here, because something's got to give. And at some point, Charlie, you have to say, if it doesn't work out, maybe Trevor Lawrence just isn't very good, as you pointed out. That could be the case also.
Yeah, and I mean,
Maybe his best football was at Clemson.
yeah, and like I said, he's got a lot of responsibility for that himself, but a lot of times, your destination is your destiny, and he got stuck in Jacksonville, unfortunately.
Yeah, looks like Tarzan plays like Joe, a regular Joe.
That's it. That's it.
See how I modernized that for 2024?
You did.
Because I would have been in trouble. Yes. You see what I just did there?
Hoodie Danny would like to see you.
All right.
Hoodie, who's Jane? Go ahead, Charlie.
3 o'clock window, we have the 49ers taking on the Patriots. I need to see the 49ers stuff New England into a locker. The 49ers are 1-2. They're coming off a really bad loss against a fully depleted Rams team. The Patriots just got their asses kicked by the Jets. The 49ers need to do the exact same thing. I know they're down a lot of their key players. No McCaffrey, probably no Debo. But your roster is better and deeper than theirs, and you have the coaching advantage. Patriots are coming into your house with a non-existent passing game. Take care of business. Get it done.
See, this is when you need the show the producers, Cap. Put them in around a little round table, let them argue it out. Now, 24 hours ago, Shea was telling us about the 49ers, right?
Yep.
Talking about, I don't think he said that they're going to be done, but he just laid out what Charlie said about the injuries. Well, that's hard to overcome.
Well, when you're running backs in Germany trying to find out if they have a cure over there or a treatment for his ailing leg that we don't have approved here by the FDA, that leads me to believe he may not be back anytime soon.
Right. You may not get what you're looking for, Charlie, with the 49ers this week against the Patriots. In this upside-down NFL, I haven't seen the number, even though it says the 49ers are heavily favored. What do we have here, Cap?
I believe
it says 10.
Teams with 7-point plus advantages on the spread are just getting killed right now.
San Francisco, 10.5-point favorite against New England. Okay.
Good luck.
I don't think that they'll cover that number based on how many guys are left out. Now, listen, you may get the victory, Charlie. I'm not sure if they cover that number. 10.5? That's a big number to swallow. Patriots that bad? I don't think they are.
They're not great, but they're well coached. They play hard for this dude. I think it's a breath of fresh air that Belichick's gone.
You're asking for a lot, Charlie. Without McCaffrey, without Kittle, who's questionable, Debo.
Yeah,
Hargrave.
I just think two teams that are on opposite ends of the spectrum of where they're trying to go this year. I think the 49ers need to have some kind of statement win here. And look, if they lose, they're 1-3, and I don't know how you recover from that in that division.
Do you have one more?
I do. I have the Dolphins versus the Titans on Monday Night Football. I need to see someone besides Tua if they can operate this McDaniels offense, because all these Shanahan, McVay offenses, one of the things they're best known for is that basically anybody can run them. Chicken salad out of chicken crap. Shanahan did it with Purdy. He did it with Garoppolo, but he also did it with Nick Mullins. Remember, Nick Mullins came in and he had a really high passer rating. Matt LaFleur's done it with Aaron Rodgers. He did it with Jordan Love. Now he's doing it with Malik Willis. You think about all the quarterbacks Kevin O'Connell has tried it out there. Even Clint Kubiak with Derek Carr. None of the guys that have come in for Tua since he's been in the Dolphins with Mike McDaniel have had any sort of success. I know Skylar Thompson's terrible. One of the worst quarterbacks you'll probably see this year. The fact that they came into this season with him as their contingency plan with an injury-prone quarterback, that's another conversation altogether. But I need to see some signs of life from this Dolphins offense, because if they're just not flexible enough to have somebody else run it, unlike all the other Shanahan offenses, that's going to be a problem, because we don't know Tua's long-term future there.
Yeah, that thing's a train wreck. That's a great point that you make. How you come into a season going, God, our guy gets concussions, he's had injury issues. Yeah, we're good with Skylar Thompson. What?
Right.
Horrible.
But Tommy, it's like a scarlet letter, though, isn't it? When we talk about Shanahan and some of these other quarterbacks, other head coaches, LaFleur is part of that as well. When you can plug and play a quarterback in and your system still hums, that tells you all you need to know about the head coach and the system. Because what's going on with Miami, with McDaniel, boy genius, right? But without Tua, it doesn't seem it was not the same system.
Oh, how about up in Green Bay? Much as I despise that team, They've developed Malik Willis in 2.5, 3 weeks, better than we've developed any quarterback to date.
Yeah.
3 weeks. That was how long he'd been there when they handed him the keys with Jordan Love injured. And
Yeah.
they're 2-0.
Yeah, I think it's coaching in a lot of ways. I also think it's your offensive line.
And it's your building. It's the culture. It's
Yeah.
the way you do things.
But we give Shanahan and LaFleur and other coaches credit, Tommy, because, if someone goes down, you plug that same quarterback in, and it may not be as sterling as far as the numbers, but the production is there. Like it works.
Yeah,
But-
when you get it up and it's humming, it's easier to replace parts. If you're starting with a jalopy, and you're trying to replace a part on a broken vehicle, it's not going to work. If I got a highly tuned or well-tuned vehicle over here and I need a part or two, I can probably get away with patchwork. So I think it's a lot of it. Like what they're doing up in Green Bay is impressive, and what they're doing in Minnesota right now is impressive. And hopefully we get to the point where we're talking about ourselves. I saw briefly, real quick, ESPN Milwaukee was sending out their show promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And their show promotion was, and this is all in all seriousness, are the Packers the best team in the NFC? And is
The
this
who?
a
What?
three?
The who?
Are the Packers the best team in the
Not
NFC?
what
Do you
you
think I
said.
said Packers?
No.
Do you think I said Packers?
You did.
Well, that's fine. That's just a Freudian slip because we don't like them anyway, right? Wow.
The Packers, no, we don't.
Regardless, they're talking about, are the Packers the best team in the NFC? And is this a 3-team race in the NFC North versus a 2-team race? And they weren't talking about us. They were talking about the Vikings. And they weren't poking fun at us. They were just having a sports conversation.
We were
neglecting
irrelevant.
us. Correct.
See, that's when it sucks.
And that's why they're Packers.
Yeah, that's when it sucks, Tommy, when it's like, oh, yeah, the Bears.
Yeah.
We're not even in the conversation.
So when we talk about plugging and playing, we got to get to the point where our first team crew is humming at a rate where then when you need to replace a right guard or a left guard or a tight end or a wide receiver, you don't skip a beat as much as you do now. We're not there yet.
More with Tommy as we get ready for Waddle Wednesday on the Cap and J